guys. So today we are going to read a book called I Ran the Circus. This is by Dr. Seuss. And one of the things that we want to focus on today is our rhyming words. So what I want you to do is I want you to listen really, really close, and I'm going to ask you some questions about some rhyming words. And maybe old Brutus over here, you can see I brought my circus elephant with me. Maybe he'll help us out a little bit with those. Okay, so I want you to listen really close, and then we're going to see if you can answer some of my questions. In all the whole town, the most wonderful spot is behind Sneelock's store in the big vacant lot. It's just the right spot for my wonderful plans, said young Morris McGurk, if I clean up the cans. Can you do me a favor? Can you say spot lot? Spot lot. Do you hear those rhyming words? Let's keep going. Now, a fellow like me, said young Morris McGurk, could get rid of this junk with a half-hour's work. I could yank up those weeds and chop down the dead tree and haul off those old cars. There are just 2 or 3. And then the whole place would be ready, you see. Did you hear any rhyming words in that? Can you say tree 3? Was there another rhyming word? Tree 3C. Tree 3C. All ready to put up the tents for my circus, and I think I will call it the Circus McGurkus. The Circus McGurkus, the world's greatest show on the face of the earth or wherever you go. The Circus McGurkus, the cream of the cream. The Circus McGurkus, the circus supreme. The Circus McGurkus, colossal, stupendous, astounding, fantastic, terrific, tremendous. I'll bring in my acrobats, jugglers, and clowns from 1,033 faraway towns to the place that you'll see 'em in, ladies and gents, right behind Sneelock's store in the great McGurk tents. And I don't suppose old Mr. Sneelock will mind when he suddenly has a big circus behind. After all, Mr. Sneelock is one of my friends. He might even help out doing some small odds and ends, doing little odd jobs he could be of some aid, such as selling balloons and the pink lemonade. I think 500 gallons will be about right, and then I'll be ready for opening night. Can you guys do me a favor? Can you say right night? Right night. Wonder if you can think of another word that rhymes with night, right. And maybe you can tell your mom or dad, night, right. See if you can come up with something else. What an opening night. What a night. What a sight. I'll hoist up the curtains. The crowds will crowd in, and my Circus McGurkus will promptly begin with a welcoming toot on my welcoming horn by my horn-tootin' apes from the jungles of Jorn, where the very best horn-tootin' apes are all born, 'cause the very fresh air there is fine for their lungs, and some of those fellows have 2 or 3 tongues. This way, step right in this way, ladies and gents. My sideshow starts here in the first of my tents. When you see what goes on, you'll say no other circus is half the great circus the Circus McGurkus is. Here on stage 1 from the ocean of Ulf is a sight most amazing, a walrus named Rolf, who can stand on one whisker, this wonderful Rolf. On top of 5 balls, 2 for tennis, 3 golf. It's a marvelous trick, if I say so myself. Can you say Rolf golf? Rolf golf? Maybe even Rolf golf solf? Very good words. And on stage number 2, here is something quite new. From a country called From comes this drum-tummied snum who can drum any tune that you might care to hum. Doesn't hurt him a bit, 'cause his drum tummy's numb. And you'll now meet the Foon, the remarkable Foon, who eats sizzling hot pebbles that fall off the moon. And the reason he likes them red hot, it appears, is he greatly enjoys blowing smoke from his ears. Of course, pebbles like this are quite hard to collect, but Sneelock will manage somehow, I expect. After all, Mr. Sneelock is one of my friends, and I'm sure he'll help out doing small odds and ends. Can you say friends, ends? Friends, ends? What about peers and ears? And on stage number 4, see the Willy-Waloo, who can throw his long tail as a sort of lasso. With a flip of the hip, with a tail of this kind, he can capture whoever is standing behind. He can capture old Sneelock. I'm sure he won't mind. All right, here's another chance. I want you to go see if you can tell your brother or your sister or your mom or your dad or your grandma what rhymes with kind mind. Kind mind. Do you hear that? Eind, kind, mind. See if you can think of another word. And now, here is a hoodwink who winks in his wink hood. Without a good wink hood, a hoodwink can't wink good. And folks, let me tell you, there's only one circus with wink-hooded hoodwinks, the Circus McGurkus. The show of all shows, there's no other showman who shows you a show with the blindfolded bowman. The blindfolded bowman from a Brigabaroot, the world's sharpest sharpshooter. Look at him shoot through the holes of 4 donuts, 2 hairs on a worm, and the knee of 3 birds without making them squirm. And then on through a crabapple up on the head of Sneelock, who likes to help out, as I've said. And now come to this spot where the spotlight is hot, and you'll see in the spot like a juggling jot who can juggle some stuff you might think he could not, such as 22 question marks, which is a lot, also 44 commas, and also 1 dot. That's the kind of a Circus McGurkus I've got. Try for me one more time. Can you say dot, got, dot, got? Now, this is quite a long story, so for today, we're going to make a stop, and tomorrow I'll read you the rest of If I Ran the Circus by Dr. Seuss. Bye!